Hey, good morning, guys. It's your favorite Beachbody coach here. Get it right, keep it tight, chick. And I'm asking that you share this video on your friend's page, share it on your page, whatever. But I want the word to get out because I'm so passionate about this, and it's because of a conversation I had with a friend yesterday about my post on my Fit page about diet and exercise, and how I seem to, talk about it as if it's no big deal. And I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea of what I mean when I post it. And I say that because people see me now when they see some skinny chick who doesn't need to lose any more weight. If you lose any more weight, you're gonna, you know, look like a crackhead, or are you trying to lose your life? Like, silly comments, that, don't bother me at all, but, just silly comments because people don't sometimes know my story. They don't know that, just a few short years ago, I was 200 pounds and can't see it now, but I'm 5'2", barely. I'm like 5'1" and a half, but I'm short. Um, a baby girl and 200 pounds, that was not a good look for me. Not only was it not a good look, it was not a good feel. I was fatigued all the time. I was exhausted. When I say exhausted, I mean exhausted to the point where I couldn't take care of my kids. My sister-in-law, my mother-in-law would come into my room because I was knocked out. And my kids would be crying in the bed next to me, and I wouldn't hear them because I was so tired. I was no help. I was no help to myself, and I was no help to my kids when they were younger. And it was a sad situation. I mean, it was very stressful because it's like, how do you not hear them? And it was something that bothered me a lot because, God forbid, I had been alone, one night and something, dramatic happens, like a house fire or, carbon monoxide or something crazy because, in reality, those things actually happen. But I was to a point where I didn't know, my body just wouldn't let me do the things that I wanted and obviously needed to do as a wife and as a mother because I just didn't want to do anything. I was so tired. Cleaning off the bed was a chore, taking care, no, I can't say taking care of my kids because obviously that wasn't a chore, but being coherent, um, when it was time for us to go to sleep, being coherent enough to hear them, cry in the middle of the night, and I wasn't. And that was something that really played with me a lot, because anything can happen. And I was at a point where I wouldn't know if something happened. It would obviously be too late. Um, but I'm so passionate about helping people because I've been there. Like I said, I was 200 pounds, and someone who's short, as I am, and heavy like that, it takes a toll on your body. And obviously, I was tired. I had no energy whatsoever. And so many of us work jobs where we're sitting down all day. So being heavy, um, you already don't have any energy. Then you're at a job where it's like, you don't have to do anything. So you don't, your body kind of just stays at a state of complacency. And that's never a good place to be, especially when your body needs to be active. They say a body that stays at rest, you know, whatever, they're always at rest, so your body's going to stay at rest, so your body doesn't have the opportunity to work in a way that it needs to work because it's not being, forced to do anything. And then again, my diet was terrible. I ate ramen noodles every single day at work because, it was cheap. What is it, like 10, 15, 20, the most 35 cents for a pack of noodles? So I was just making a bad situation even worse by my diet. And I got to a point where I looked at myself in the mirror and I didn't recognize the person who I'd become. Um, so I stopped looking at myself. But I got to a point where I needed to do something. I knew that I had to make a change, and I decided that, over 3 years ago. And obviously, I'm no longer 200 pounds. I've lost a lot of weight. And when I realized the weight I needed to lose, it was debilitating in a sense, because it was like, oh my God, you need to lose the weight of a child, a 70-pound child. What is that, like, I don't know, a 6, 7, 8-year old? Obviously these days it really depends. It could be a 2-year-old. That's so really not funny, but it's true, and it's really sad because people don't realize um, how their food affects them, whether it be physically in their capability of moving or physically in the sense that they're polluting their body with all these pesticides and toxins and chemicals. And I mean, it doesn't take much to find this stuff out. Everybody has Netflix or YouTube. Look at what you're putting in your body and what you're putting in your kids' bodies. And is the 15, 20 cents that, is it worth it? It doesn't have to be, you don't have to go and spend, $1,000 on healthy food, but it's the small changes that lead to bigger results. It's, choosing grilled chicken as opposed to fried chicken. It's little steps that you take because it doesn't happen overnight. I mean, even when I started, worked out, oh, McDonald's, yummy. Wrong. Not the right thing to do. But I was ignorant. I didn't know. I didn't have someone, talking with me and coaching me and helping me to know what I should and shouldn't do. So, trial and error. I've been there. I've done that. And I don't want anyone to feel that I discount the fact that, losing weight and eating healthy and exercising is just no big deal. But it's a choice that you make. You either choose to say, I'm going to do this regardless of how inconvenient it may be, how I feel. I'm going to do this because I know at the end, not only am I helping myself, not only am I helping my family, I'm helping others who will help others, who will continue to pay it forward. That cycle of change that we need so desperately in our society, because obesity and health related issues are on the rise to an astounding amount. We're dealing with, all this Obamacare and all this, stuff that people are so opposed to, and, rising healthcare costs and all of that. And people don't realize that our diet, and our health have so much to do with, our healthcare system. And, I'm obviously not an educator in any of this, but I know how food affects me. I know how food affects the people around us, especially when it comes to, I mean, I don't know personally, but people who have kids who are ADD, ADHD, and, they know that they can't give their kids certain foods because it reacts, food reacts, in their bodies in a different way than it would other kids, it's just, other foods. We fuel our bodies, or we poison our bodies with what we eat. And people, I really, really want you to hear my heart and how, our food, how our workouts, whether it be taking 10 minutes during a lunch break and doing a walk around the building, whether it be taking the kids to the park, and running around for a bit. And when I started run, let me walk, but I started somewhere. And that's what I really hope someone does today. Inspire someone to do that. Please. Thanks. So, if you're having trouble starting, if you don't know what to do, reach out to me, reach out to someone, someone who has their transformation story. Don't feed into all the Dr. Oz, Slim Fast, all that stuff that, is not really any good. Yeah, you can lose weight, but are you really getting at the core? Are you really making the lifestyle changes that'll empower and fuel your body? That's what you have to look at. Don't look at the scale, because, at the end of the day, you can be, 5'2" and 120 pounds and be as unhealthy or even unhealthier, than someone who's, 5'2" and 200 pounds. Think about the health. Think about your health, because that's what you'll have. And that is the legacy that you'll leave for those around you, whether it be good or bad. So make a change today, and I'm here to help. Please let me help you. Let someone help you, because you don't have to do this alone. You're not intended to do it alone. Get around a group of people who will help you, who will teach you, who will inspire you and motivate you to make the changes that'll not only help you, but help others. Because as you're watching me, think of all the other people that I'm helping. And, goes on and on and on. So let's help people. Let's change the world. Let's end the trend. We want peace. We want, health in our bodies. So hopefully you've watched this in its entirety and share it with everyone you know, because we have a lot to do. It's time to get to work.